With California Congressman and Marco Rubio supporter Darrell Issa. Congressman, good to see you.
Well, it's good to be here at the epicenter of debate about the future of America.
Yeah, this is it. What could be better? Explain to us why you think Marco Rubio should be the Republican nominee in just like 7 words.
He's aspirational. He gets it, and he's good enough and trained enough to meet the demands of a very dangerous world.
Okay, what does he have to do tonight from this debate stage to help his cause of becoming the Republican nominee?
I think he just has to be himself. I think all along Rubio's been playing the I'm Marco Rubio and this is what I believe and this is what I believe for America. And it's gotten him into, if you will, the top 3, and I think it's going to get him all the way.
Do you think it's down to the top 3 that the nominee will come from Trump, Cruz, or Rubio, or other people in play here?
You know, I think it's now Trump's to lose, and I think he's going to fall. I think he's not going to wear well on the voters in the long run, and that really does mean that it's Cruz or Rubio. Who's more aspirational? Who gets it? They're both young, and quite frankly, they both have similar experience.
As Trump has been doing well in the polls, how would you describe the mood of the House conference? Your Republican colleagues in the House, are people intrigued by Trump, or do they just viscerally just say, no, this isn't the right choice for us?
Well, you know what's amazing is Marco Rubio, Ted Cruz, Donald Trump. They're all angry about the same things going wrong in America, and they all have a similar vision for America in the sense of where they think we should be. I think in the House, those of us who are angry about a lost 7 years, both domestically and around the world, we find that we like what Donald Trump says in many cases about what's wrong. The question is, who can bring us together to fix it? And that's Marco Rubio.
But does the conference look at Trump and say, no, absolutely not? He may be saying some intriguing things, but he can't be our nominee? Or do you think if he became the nominee, the House conference would warm to him?
You know, the American people in state after state, those who choose to be Republicans, are going to pick the nominee. And as a member of Congress, I get a vote like everybody else. If the American people vote somebody to be the nominee of our party, I'll work to make sure that's a successful nominee.
Let me ask you this question. There's definitely on among the Republicans in the House and Republicans in the Senate a concern that if Donald Trump were the Republican nominee, that he would have a bad effect on down-ticket races, that he would be the Senate would be gone, possibly the House would be in jeopardy. Do you share that view?
Well, I think that the polls speak for themselves. 41% nationally is an amazing figure, but when you look and you put it into a general election, it roughly gets cut in 2. This is somebody who no poll says can beat Hillary Clinton. Well, most, if not all, polls are saying that Marco Rubio can beat Hillary Clinton and beat her like a drum with voters who should be Republicans and haven't been voting Republicans.
As Mr. Trump would tell you, there was a Fox poll that showed him beating Hillary Clinton. He would tell you that if you were here speaking on his behalf just this once. Do you find that
if he's the nominee, I hope to move his policies to where he, in fact, can beat Hillary Clinton.
Have you found that you joked at the beginning about being the epicenter of debate, but have you found that the contours, not of the formal debates, but the discussion of the candidates day to day, has it been uplifting and on the issues, or has it been more of a freak show?
Well, I've been honored to be able to work a little bit on the policy team with Marco Rubio, and he really is already putting together the kinds of questions and answers and discussions that are going to help us bring America both foreign and domestically back where it needs to be. He gets it that the Internet of Things is here, while government is still trying to figure out how to not let us encrypt and protect those things. And so whether it's a little issue like that domestically or being very serious about national security in a way that this president hasn't been, Marco Rubio's been at the forefront of that, and I think he's helping lead that discussion in the right direction.
So you made this point earlier about aspirational, if that's part of what Rubio's appeal is.
I think I named it first.
There's also generational, right? There's this notion. He's very about this. Time for a new generation of leadership. Democrats, Barack Obama, John Kennedy, Bill Clinton, Democrats often look to a young, relatively inexperienced candidate to make them the nominee on the generational grounds. Republicans don't do that, haven't done it historically. It'd be hard to find an example of Republicans embracing a young, relatively inexperienced candidate, making them the nominee. Why is it different this time?
Well, first of all, he's at halftime in his life. He's got enough experience, but he's looking to the future. He's looking at the next 45, 50 years. Hillary's in the fourth quarter.
I'm asking you why a Republican Party that generally does not like youth and relative inexperience would change its mind this time and pick Rubio.
You know, we have unfortunately told people it's your turn in the past with nominees, and it hasn't worked out well. Well, in fact, we have a bunch of gate crashers right now that have come through and said, I'm not waiting my turn. They go from a 70-some-year-old man with Donald Trump to a 40-some-year-old man with Marco Rubio. And, you know, I want somebody at halftime looking at the next 50 years. I don't want somebody at the end of the fourth quarter. And quite frankly, that's Hillary Clinton.
One adjective to describe Marco Rubio? One adjective.
Aspirational.
One adjective to describe Ted Cruz?
Smart.
One adjective to describe Donald Trump?
Confident.
And one adjective to describe Hillary Clinton?
Liar.
Wow. Succinct. One adjective to describe Darrell Issa?
I'm optimistic.
Optimistic. All right.
But not about Hillary Clinton.
I'm optimistic that she'll be defeated. I'm optimistic that the American people are going to recognize that somebody who circumvents security protections and has top secret documents on her server is not the right person.
Congressman, I